G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southeast side of the map, we've got Don Artie playing as the French. Towards the opposite side of the map, on the northwest side of the map, we've got Snooper playing as the Red Mongols. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a good chance you may have seen the game before. If you didn't, I'm about to spoil it for you. So if you don't want it spoiled, then I'd encourage you, make sure you go check out the video before this because, spoiler alert, current score is 1-1. So you won't be able to find the two games before this. It'll just be the one game before it. We didn't catch the first one on Dry Arabia. Don Artie won the first game. Snooper won the second game. This is now Don Artie's home map. Now, these guys are fighting right now to take part in N4C, the $100,000 tournament being hosted by Nili, sponsored by Microsoft, all that good stuff. And yeah, I mean, he's going to be trying his best to keep his head above water here, Don Artie. Didn't have a, or had a strong performance last split, but not a, still yet to go on this one. Unfortunately, not successful. Double scout opening for him. He's playing as the French. No real surprise there. He's managed to secure a huge amount of sheep in the early game. We'll check and see exactly what his opponent is up to, and it looks like Snooper going to be going for the old faithful, the good old classic barracks rush. The old classic barracks rush. It looks like Don might be able to scout this relatively quickly. You can see, look at the scouting pattern from Don here. So this is something that Don rarely does. So this is Don's side of the map down here. He normally only scouts that. But you can see in Age of Empires 4, he's actually had to come all the way over here and all the way up and around. Now, he's actually scouted the barracks out before it gets completed. He's going to know that he needs to respond. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can respond to this. My personal favorite or my preference in this situation would be to go for a tower. But have a look where the gold is. The gold is right on the front for Don. And if he loses out on this gold, now he hasn't scouted it out yet, but he doesn't know. There's no gold towards the north. All of his gold is down towards this south position. So it's really important that he doesn't lose this gold, because if he loses this gold, it could just be good game. So very, very, you got to be very careful with these spawns and really, heed the warning. But I want to see how Don reacts to this, because at the moment, it just seems like he's actually got 7 villagers on wood. So it looks like he's going to be going for a barracks himself. Now, I would love to see an outpost come in from Don. Let's see. He does do that. He does go for an outpost. Okay, go for the front right here. I personally, I would be going right here. Good job. Good job, Don. 10 out of 10. That is exactly where you want it to be going. And the reason why you want it here is because you might be thinking about putting an outpost here. Well, that's great. Your outpost has got a range on it, okay? It's got an area that it can fire from. And one of the things is if you put an outpost here, well, surely your enemy would be able to place an outpost somewhere that would cover that gold mine that you wouldn't be covered here. And so that's part of the difficult thing when you're playing up against the Mongols in a situation like this. So I wouldn't even be surprised is with Don playing as the French, we actually see him put a mining camp right here next to this outpost and just delete this mining camp. I think that would be a very smart move, because you don't need that mining camp anymore. Just delete that. And then that way, if the Mongol player does come in, does look to punish you and siege down this mining camp, that... you're not going to have to long distance, because the issue is that Don is going to have to walk quite a way. And now we see triple spear coming in for his opponent. Actually, it's double spear with a villager. That villager getting quite low, only on 23 health at this point in time. Looks like a lot of spears going to be coming out here for Snooper. Now, keep in mind, Snooper playing as the Mongols, he's going to have access to the Uvu nice and early. Double spear, quadruple spear, sextuple spear, octuple spear. He's got 8 spears out in the same time that a normal civilization would have 4 out. So he's got double the military of his opponent, at least at this point in the game. And now Don, still yet to even think about aging up at this point, just really trying to secure up his front line. But ideally what Don wants to come and do, he's doing the right thing. He's coming in, he's looking to pick off this villager. He's going to do it as well. There's no way this villager survives, unfortunately, for his opponent. And Snooper going to be very unhappy with that at the beginning of the game. Got to be careful, Don, not to lose this scout. You can see that scout going down to 1 health, managing to survive with barely a scratch. Barely a scratch, I say, but the truth is barely a, I don't know. I mean, barely a hit point, I guess you'd say. And now going to have to be falling back. You can see a lot of spears here, but more villagers going to be coming up. And look at this. We've got a little bit of a forward Gur coming out here on the hunt. I don't think I've seen this before, but it must just be because he's run out of Mongol Khan. Wake up. Snooper, wake your Khan up, my friend. Get this bad boy back in your base. He's got to be out here. Double Gur going to be coming out very early. Curious build order here from Snooper, but Don now going to be heading out towards that outpost. Not going to be able to deny it, and I think that's fine, honestly. Like, worst case scenario, this outpost gets up. What does it do? Like, you're just going to move your sheep to this side over here. You're gathering your wood from here. I mean, if you really want, you draw a wall, like, right there. Oh, my God, I can do it. You just simply draw a wall across like that, and you're going to be fine. Your enemy tries to come in from this angle. They're going to be, you know, running into that. They're going to have to head up, and the great news is that up this way, you've got your wonderful town center, which is going to be providing you plenty of coverage when it comes to those arrows, and your enemy's not really going to be able to get in from there. I mean, Don's going to be able to wall off behind his base as well. But, I mean, at this point, Don looking pretty healthy. We'll check out how Snooper's going. Snooper obviously looking to age up behind this. You can see he's got the 2 villagers. Yeah, I mean, some people would say it is hard to mess up the Mongol rush, but unfortunately, he took a lot of damage in the early parts of the game from the wolf. And that's really what's hurt him. Now, Don, going to be in a bit of a tough spot because his enemy going to be heading in with 7 spears. Don actually has some spears out. At least he had some spears out. I don't know where his spears have gone. He's pushed his spears out. Bit of a mistake here from Don Artie, as these spears were in the wrong position. He needs to get these bad boys in the outpost before the outpost does go down. But it looks like the outpost is going to be reinforced by the scout. Movement speed arrow getting shot off into the air. New age being begun, and Don Artie making it up to the 2nd age, going up with the School of Cavalry, and now dropping down an archery range behind this. He's got the triple production buildings. I think he's very happy with himself at this point in time. So the main question for Don is going to be how he converts this existing position into a lead. Because obviously playing against the Mongols, you're always going to be in at least some sort of early game deficit. Another villager going down. Don doing a great job of cleaning up that front as well. Now we've got the deer stones going down, so it looks like a little bit of a delay for that deer stones coming in. You can see the outpost. So this is what we're talking about here with this outpost. So this outpost is going to get range right here on the corner, but this, yeah, it's a very difficult spot. So you put villagers in here, they're not quite going to be able to shoot this. This outpost not going to be able to shoot the gold mine until the upgrade comes in. He's going to try his best to try and deny these villagers. You can see him moving out towards it. First villager definitely going to be going down. That's the 3rd villager of the game going down for Snooper. Manages to get the outpost up. He's going to have to head back towards his own outpost. The issue that he's going to have, though, is this gold mine is quite exposed, and Don could be potentially in a little bit of trouble here, because once the arrow slits upgrade does come through for Snooper, which, keep in mind, the Mongols get their stone mining for free. So it's going to be very easy for him to just add in arrow slits everywhere. He could add in, right now, he could arrow slit 7 towers with the stone that he's got. I mean, 4 with the gold that he's got. But now you can see the second one coming in, firing off at the base of the outpost. Not going to be able to fire off at the villager, unfortunately, so it doesn't quite have the range. Don himself needs to get the arrow slits upgrade, but we see the arrow slits now coming through for Snooper. Now, Don has scouted out. We'll take a look at his perspective. Towards the north of his base, he knows there's no gold up there. All the gold down towards the south. Now, on Snooper's side, he spots out both of the gold there, and sees a pretty significant portion of Don's base. So if he does try and transition down towards this gold, it's probably going to get found out. So got to be very careful of that if he does look to do it. But now we see those arrow slits coming through. Don's outpost under attack. Slowly but steadily going to get whittled down here, but manages to avoid hitting the villagers here on the gold mine. But we'll have to watch and see how Don goes and whether he looks to play it out. Now actually going to be looking to get in siege engineering. A bit of a trap here. This is a bit of a trap. And you might be wondering, what's the trap? Siege engineering is expensive. Blacksmith is expensive. How much are we talking here, Drongo? What's the kind of cost that you got back here? Ooh, this is dangerous. Royal 9. It's expensive. So 150 wood for the blacksmith. Then you got 175 resources in here for the siege engineering. So you're already talking about 325 resources. And then another 300 that needs to come out for the battering ram, which is what you're looking to get down. And I suspect we'll probably see it placed immediately, which we do. And you're going to be able to clear this outpost, but keep in mind that behind this, your enemy is thinking about... Never mind. Snooper is not thinking about the castle age. I think Don Artie looks to be in a pretty good spot here. If Snooper was going up to the castle age, I think he'd be in a much better position. But unfortunately, making a bit of a mistake here. So for anybody wondering what the mistake is, what you want to be doing is make the archery range here, and then pack it up. And then move it out here, and then unpack it. So that's typically the way you would do that, and that way you avoid, especially against a civilization like the French, losing those villages. And speaking of losing villages, Snooper continuing to lose villages. He is in absolutely terrible territory, down to 23 villages at the moment. Do we dare check where Don is at right now? Wow, I didn't expect that. 39 villages for Don Artie, 23 for Snooper. Now, keep in mind, there's a couple of factors that have compounded in that. First and foremost, Don is playing the French. You guys know the French have a bonus. The French can train villages faster than any other civilization out there. But Snooper's lost villages. He's lost a lot of villages. He lost one down here initially to the wolf, took a lot of damage, and then the spear took it out. He lost a second one up here. I think he lost one coming around the corner. He lost one out over just to the north here. He's lost, I think, 3 over here trying to build this archery range. So all in all, I'd say he's probably lost close to 7 or 8 villages. And then, you know, there might potentially be a bit of idle time that he's had in there, and that's just compounded with the fact that the French, Don Artie on the French player, has managed to keep all of his villages alive. He's managed to keep everybody, you know, relatively doing well. And as a result, he's been able to convert that into a significant villager lead. So up to 42 villages now for Don. That Khan on the backside trying to be annoying, trying to distract. But you can see that behind this, Snooper really doesn't have a lot going for him. I mean, if we check the military count, 21 military. And now, once again, that Royal Knight going to be coming in. So the only place that he really needed the outpost was right here. And he didn't actually get it down. Khan also going down. Don looking incredibly strong. I don't think Don's going to be able to lose this game. But I've said that before. I dare say it again. I dare say it again. And now Don going to be looking to push in with a single archer inside the outpost. But I mean, this is one of the rare occasions where we see Mongols being countered very efficiently. I think Snooper made a few mistakes coming into this game. So I think first mistake is ideally Snooper needed to make sure he cleared the path for his villager so the villager doesn't take any damage. Probably you want to wait or be very careful with your villager when you've only got 2 spears. Ideally, you want to be waiting for about 4 spears. And then the other thing to note is that he wasn't really going for a position that represented a threat to Don. So obviously, if you're coming, even if he comes right into the town center, I mean, worst case scenario, Don's just up here on this gold. Like, he's not going to get in particularly far, be able to do so much damage. Maybe he could, I don't know, maybe he could potentially come in here and then look to outpost that. But I mean, the town center's right there. So it makes it very, very difficult for him. So this is it's a tough position for his enemy to hit. But keep in mind, this game at the moment, or this set at the moment, is 1-1. So Don Artie has taken a game. Snooper has taken a game. The victor of this game will move on to the next round and move forward to fight for that $100,000 prize pool in N4C. And Snooper looking to push forward now on towards these 2 battering ramps. He's going to be trying his best to siege these down, not looking to use villagers, but rather to use his spears. Now, keep in mind, there could be a large mass of knights out on the field, but it looks like Don just going to be sticking with good old faithful spearman and archer compositions, and now going to be overwhelming his opponent. We can see the YAM network here, provided by that outpost, going to be buffing up these archers, enabling them to run, or actually outrun the spears on the front line. But you can see them working towards the archers on the back line, trying to pick them off and fighting. Snooper doing his best to hold on, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to be doing well enough, as the villagers now getting picked off on the front line here as well. Snooper sitting on 30 villagers, Don on 49 villagers, a 20 villager difference at this point. And now we see the archers numbers beginning to dwindle here for Don, or for Snooper rather. And Don continues to siege down. It looks like the Khan has gone down once again. I'm not sure exactly where that Khan went down, but Don managing to take out the Gur on the front line, and looking to try and put the nail in the coffin at this point. I mean, at this point in time, the reinforcements for Don are just going to keep flooding in. He's got way more villagers. He's on 51 versus 28, almost double the amount of villagers. They're just going to keep flooding in the reinforcements at a much greater rate than Snooper can handle. And I think this might be good game. Snooper, he tried his best. That game 2, I tell you what, he looked very fierce in that second game. But game 3, Don just showing a little bit too much strength there and progresses through to the next round. So fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to leave links in the description to these 2 guys, where you can find them, where you can check them out. We'll do a quick village account check. I want to have a look at this. You can see Don just a steady line upwards like a good Frenchman, but Snooper not so much. Falling a little bit short. Falling short. Yeah, just losing villagers throughout the game. So well played over to Don. A bit of a tough one, but he manages to get through. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.